In the picture-perfect foothills west of Denver, where every lawn is manicured like a putting green, and every mailbox matches the HOA Bible, one woman decided my private bridge was the only thing standing between her and a fat development check. She didn't just file a complaint. She turned my lifeline into her personal landfill, right when my wife was screaming for an ambulance. What she didn't count on: every single rule she loved to weaponize would come swinging back and hit her square in the fake smile. My name's Ryan Caldwell. Our house sits on 3 acres of grandfathered land that the Ridgeview Estates developers wrapped around like a noose 20 years ago. The county records are crystal clear. We're not in the HOA. Never have been. But the only fast way in or out is the wooden bridge my dad built in 1998 over the narrow creek that separates us from the main county road. 45 seconds across versus an hour winding through the mountains on that goat track they call the scenic route. That bridge is our everything: school drop-off, grocery runs, life. Across the water sits Ridgeview Estates, identical beige houses, zero personality, and Karen Voss ruling it all with an iron clipboard. 57, tennis skirt in every season, voice like saccharin poured over broken glass. She'd been circling my property for months. First the welcome muffins laced with passive aggression. Then the certified letters demanding I align with community standards. I kept replying the same way. My deed says otherwise. Have a nice day. She never did. Last October, Lauren was 38 weeks pregnant with our son Noah. She was glowing, exhausted, nesting like crazy. I was working remote, fixing fences, keeping the peace. Then Karen rolled up one crisp morning in her spotless white SUV, 2 board drones and matching polos trailing behind like ducklings. She stopped at the foot of my bridge, heels clicking like countdown timers. "Ryan, we need to discuss this structure." She said structure the way other people say biohazard. I wiped grease off my hands. "We've discussed it plenty, Karen. It's private property." She smiled that tight, joyless smile. "Our environmental consultant says it impedes natural water flow. We're installing a community kayak launch and nature pier. This low bridge blocks the view and the vision. You have 72 hours to remove or raise it, or we'll have to escalate." I laughed out loud. The creek's 6 inches deep in summer. Kids skip rocks across it. And escalate? Lady, the only thing impeding flow around here is your ego. Her jaw twitched. One of the drones, Derek Lang, the treasurer, puffed up. "The HOA won't tolerate noncompliance." "Then the HOA can learn how to swim," I said, crossing my arms. They spun on their heels and marched off, leaving the faint scent of expensive perfume and impending revenge. 3 days later the certified letter arrived. Ridgeview Estates Environmental Compliance Order. Legalese so thick it could choke a lawyer. I filed it with the others and kept living my life. Until the Saturday morning, everything changed. Lauren woke me at 5:17 a.m., voice shaky. "Ryan, something's wrong. The baby, contractions are too close, and I'm dizzy. Heart's racing." I grabbed the phone, dialed 911, gave the address. Dispatcher said ambulance ETA 22 minutes via the bridge route. Perfect. I helped her to the truck. Engine turned over then died. Starter had been finicky, but I hadn't had time to fix it. No backup vehicle close enough. I scooped Lauren into my arms, 8 months pregnant, 140 pounds of pure fear, and started the half-mile trek to the bridge. Mud sucked at my boots. Sirens wailed in the distance. Then I saw it. A mountain of trash. Head high. Drywall, old deck boards, broken fencing, black bags bursting at the seams. Right in the middle of my bridge. And plastered everywhere. Bright orange stickers screaming, "Ridgeview Estates Curbside Waste Day, $500 fine for illegal dumping." I couldn't breathe. The ambulance lights flickered through the trees on the far side. 2 paramedics were already climbing the pile, yelling for us to meet them halfway. They cut a narrow path, loaded Lauren onto a backboard, and somehow got her across. Sirens screamed away toward the hospital. I stood there in the mud, staring at the orange stickers, and felt something cold settle in my chest. This wasn't random. This was personal. Lauren and Noah made it. 7 pounds, 9 ounces, healthy scream that still echoes in my dreams. But the doctor said another 30 minutes, and things could have gone very differently. 2 days later I drove the long way around, gloves on, camera ready. The trash was still there, baking in the sun, raccoons throwing a party. I documented everything. Then I checked my security footage, 4 cameras, one pointed straight at the bridge. At 2:14 a.m. the night before, A dump truck with headlights off crawled across. Logo on the door, Peak Disposal Services. Paid for by Ridgeview Estates Discretionary Fund. I called Sheriff's Deputy Morales. He took one look at the pile, the stickers, the footage, and whistled low. HOA special, huh? Public records search took 12 hours. A brand new LLC called Creekfront Partners filed 2 months earlier. Owners, Karen Voss and Derek Lang. Their community kayak launch was actually phase 1 of luxury townhomes they planned to flip to out-of-state investors. My bridge was the only thing in the way of their waterfront money shot. The invoice from Peak Disposal? Paid with the HOA credit card. Signature, Karen Voss. Email trail from her account. Clear all obstacles before the inspectors arrive. Make it look like routine waste day. They had used community dues to bury my access so they could cash out. Arrests happened on a Tuesday. Local news chopper caught Karen in handcuffs outside the clubhouse, hair still perfect, face frozen in that same plastic smile now cracking at the edges. Charges: illegal dumping, obstruction of emergency services, reckless endangerment, and violations of the Clean Water Act. Some of her trash had slid into the creek. Derek tried to throw her under the bus in a frantic press conference, but the financials showed they'd siphoned HOA money into their LLC for months. Both went down. My civil attorney, a pit bull named Elena Ruiz, filed suit the same week. In court, Karen's lawyer tried the overzealous community servant defense. Elena played the body cam footage of me carrying Lauren, then the 911 call with my wife's terrified breathing in the background. Then she dropped Karen's own compliance letters on the stand, letters that mentioned my pregnant wife by name, because Karen had seen her at the mailbox weeks earlier. Karen finally broke. No more smiles. Just staring at the table while the judge read the verdict. 9 months county jail. $65,000 in fines and restitution. Derek got probation and a lifetime ban from any HOA board. The entire Ridgeview board was dissolved. County oversight took over, and residents, finally free, voted in new rules that actually made sense. 3 weeks later, a shiny new steel bridge went up. Reinforced, sensor lights, the works. The welder etched a plaque across the top beam in big bold letters. Voss Vanity Crossing, built because Karen couldn't mind her own business. The first time the new Ridgeview rep, a young mom named Jenna, crossed it with a fruit basket, she read the plaque and actually snorted. "We needed this," she said. "The whole neighborhood feels like it can breathe again." Fall came crisp and golden. Noah's cries mixed with the creek. Lauren hummed lullabies by the window. And every time I walk that bridge, I remember the lesson carved into every plank. Power only works when good people let it. So tell me, true or false? HOA presidents like Karen are simply protecting property values and community standards, or are they the real abusers who finally got buried by the very rules they love to swing at everyone else? Drop your verdict in the comments. I read every single one.